So here we're looking at the Apple i5s clone. Now, which one of these two is the clone? I mean, they look so similar. If we look at the sides here, you tell me, which one's the original and which one is fake? They look identical. Can you see a difference? I can't see a difference. Okay, here you might notice a difference. The headphone socket's a little different. You're getting a lightning port on both. The clone could have opted for USB, but they didn't. They went with a lightning. A fake lightning. Let's look at the back side here. Now we found actually that one sure way that you can differentiate between the two. And yeah, they do have exactly the same finish on the back here. Just our lighting maybe is making this guy look a bit different. But one surefire way you can tell, I'll just switch them around for a moment, is that here, this guy is the clone. And the reason I know that is because the Apple logo is slightly raised. It's kind of like a sticker that's been put on the back there. Now if I'm looking at this guy, the original Apple, that's etched on there. You can feel that that's maybe, yeah, it's a different feeling, but there's nothing been stuck on the back. Here you've got on this guy we have an 8 megapixel camera, and they look very, very similar. They are the same. Although in our testing in real life, actually they produce very different kind of photos. We'll get to that later, I guess. Yeah, I mean we're talking identical in every way possible. Oh, just turn this guy on. Right, so inside, what are you getting? Well, here on the clone, again, let me just check. No, that's not the clone. This is the clone. Here on the clone, you're not getting, of course, an Apple A4 chip. Instead, you're getting a MediaTek MT6577. What else is different? Well, on the Apple, you're also, of course, you're getting iOS. This guy is running MediaTek with Android, and it's not Android 4.2 or 4.4. We're back on Android 4.0. So they've managed to basically create an entire Android skin that goes over the Android OS. So basically, it's an iOS 7 Android skin, sits right on top, and it performs and acts exactly the way you would expect an iPhone to perform. So if you look at the icons here, the only real difference at the bottom is that instead of Safari, the clone is calling itself a browser. So at least they're being quite honest there. But yeah, you're getting all kinds. You get your regular kind of apps and all of the icons. If we compare, say, this camera icon to the camera icon, where is it? Right here, you can see that they're identical. So they've really worked very hard to try and convince you that you're actually inside iOS 7. What about the displays? Okay, if we compare these two displays, let's put them side by side and do a viewing angles. Not bad. Brightness, you got to say that, of course, the Apple is brighter, and of course it's a much higher pixel resolution. If you get right in there, you can see the pixel resolution is different. There's definitely more clarity and a sharper picture, of course, on the original from Apple. That's because it's a 640 by 1136 pixel display, and over here on the clone we're only getting 480 by 854, which is giving you a PPI of 240 pixels per inch, but over here we're getting a much denser 326 pixels per inch. That's, we know how impressive these screens are. Apple devices are kind of corner the market on these fantastic screens. It is multi-touch, so yeah, in gameplay we've tried with several different games, and the games play reasonably well. Actually, the MediaTek chip, in benchmarks, it's not going to do anything well as the Apple. It's probably half or less even than half the performance in benchmarks. But in terms of opening apps up, here's the Play Store. Of course, you don't get the Play Store in the Apple. Let's have a look at the weather. Yeah, everything kind of loads quite slick. There are transitions that look reasonably good. Look at the camera app. Compare these two camera apps. You can see they've tried to produce an identical UI, although this bit here is pretty much fake. Yeah, you see? It's not doing anything. So some parts of it are completely fake. I mean, some things are just missing as well. So you're not getting any like fingerprint reader or anything like that. But I think in terms, if we just go back to the display, I think actually the display on here is not a deal breaker. I'm actually reasonably impressed. For a $200 phone, this display is bright enough, it's clear enough. We can see, let's have a look at some of our photos that we've been taking. Here's a few photos. Oh, here's a desk in our office. It's pretty messy. Oh, and it's not changing, it's not rotating, which is a bit of a shame. But actually, we found the camera. I mean, they're telling us it's an 8-megapixel camera, but to be honest with you, it's pretty hopeless unless you have studio quality lighting or really good. You know, you're lucky it's a bright sunny day, then okay, you can take some decent pictures. But compared to the camera you're getting on the original, night and day, very, very different. I would definitely say that the camera is not one of its strong points. That would be something I would.